Hello India, it's that time of year again. The time when the government unveils its financial roadmap for the coming year. Budget Day. Think of it as a financial soap opera, with ministries vying for funds, promises made, and inevitably some tears along the way. This year's union budget is particularly interesting. We've got increased defense spending, which depending on your perspective is either a sign of strength or a missed opportunity for investment elsewhere. So, buckle up, grab your calculators, and let's dive into the nitty-gritty of the Union Budget 2025. Because understanding where your money is going is important, even if it sometimes feels like trying to decipher ancient Sanskrit scrolls. Okay, let's start with the big numbers, shall we? The Defense Ministry is getting a hefty 9.53% increase, bringing their total to a cool 26.81 lakh crore rupees. Now that's a lot of rupees. To put that in perspective, you could buy a small island nation with that kind of cash. Then there's the good news for all you earners out there. The government is introducing zero income tax for earnings up to 12 lakh rupees. That's right, no income tax. Of course, the devil is always in the details, and we'll need to see how this impacts other deductions and exemptions. But hey, a tax break is a tax break, right? GAP 3S, Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has also weighed in, calling this year's budget biased and unfair to the southern states. He argues that the allocation of funds disproportionately favors the northern regions, leaving states like Tamil Nadu struggling to meet their development goals. This sentiment is echoed by many in the southern political sphere who feel that their needs and contributions are being overlooked. It's a contentious issue that highlights the regional disparities within the country. While the northern states may be seeing a surge in investment and development, the southern states are left grappling with insufficient resources and unmet promises. This perceived imbalance has sparked a wave of criticism and calls for a more equitable distribution of funds that takes into account the diverse needs of all regions. But it's not all sunshine and tax breaks, folks. The budget has also drawn its fair share of criticism, and for good reason. Remember the devastating landslide in Wayanad, the one that left countless families struggling to rebuild their lives? Well, the budget seems to have forgotten about them entirely. Survivors of the disaster were hoping for some much-needed financial aid, but their pleas seem to have fallen on deaf ears. It's a stark reminder that behind the grand pronouncements and impressive figures, there are real people whose lives are deeply affected by the government's decisions. Chapter 3. Political football, praise and fury in equal measure. Now you didn't think a budget announcement would go by without some good old-fashioned political posturing, did you? Of course not. On one side we have Haryana Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini, who hailed the budget as a victory for the poor, youth and farmers. He praised the government's commitment to social welfare and agricultural growth. On the other side of the aisle we have Congress leader Kuldeep Singh Rathore, who didn't mince his words, calling the budget a betrayal of the common man. He criticized the government for prioritizing corporate interests over the needs of the poor and marginalized. It wouldn't be the first time a government has used a budget to line the pockets of their wealthy friends. Chapter 4. Your turn, sound off in the comments. So there you have it, folks, the Union Budget 2025 in all its messy glory. We've got increased defense spending, tax breaks for some, and a whole lot of questions about who this budget truly benefits. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the budget? Head down to the comments section and let us know. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the issues that matter. Outro the budget, a story of winners, losers, and lots of rupees. So, there we have it. Another union budget down, and honestly it feels a bit like watching a Bollywood movie. You've got your heroes, your villains, your dramatic plot twists, and of course a whole lot of singing and dancing about money. The question is, who wrote the ending to this particular Bollywood blockbuster? Was it a heartwarming tale of progress and prosperity for all? Or was it more of a gritty, realistic portrayal of a nation grappling with complex challenges? Only time will tell what the true impact of this budget will be. But one thing's for sure, we'll be here to cover it every step of the way, with hopefully a bit more humor and a lot less jargon than your average finance minister.